Hi there. This is Donna at the Masquerade in New Hampshire, and that Hurricane Elsa that was down south in Florida has made it up to New Hampshire. And I'm going to quilt through it while I have power, and I thought I would quilt this poinsettia table runner, a little bit of Christmas in July, and see who's out there. See who's out there quilting today. Got this Bernina Q20 that I'm going to quilt on, and I'm really not sure. I think I'm going to just start with a little outlining and echoing, and then see where the mood takes me. I like to free motion quilt. So here we go. I can hear the rain and the wind out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's just a very rainy, windy storm right now. It's not a huge hurricane. But I hear fire engines, so there must be some trees down. And some fires going on. It's kind of hard to see out the window there, but it's a little rainy. I haven't put a video up in a long time. I've been very busy. It's prom and wedding season. Well, prom season extended into the summer this year, because there weren't any proms last year. And weddings are all double booked because they got postponed from last year. So I don't just quilt, I do alterations and that kind of stuff too. T-shirt quilts. Oh my gosh, everybody wants t-shirt quilts. For their high school graduations. And I got a request for a uniform quilt from Marine. That should be fun. I'll make sure I post some pictures of that, some video. To remind myself to keep my shoulders down and be relaxed. When I quilt for a long time at this machine, I find myself hunching over. So I don't see where there's any place to see if people are commenting. Got somebody out there with me. Hi, whoever you are. Not a very exciting video, I guess, but it's good to check in every once in a while and see people. I have all kinds of classes coming up. This weekend on Sunday I have a spice rack quilting class coming up, and then in July, the end of July, on the 24th of this month, I have a 5-part class coming up to learn how to use Quiltster, which is an app that I love to use to color my Quiltworks quilts. So on the 24th, you get to learn how to use the Quiltster and design a mixer quilt. And then after you design the mixer quilt, you have a month to get the components from Quiltworks and buy your fabric. And then I'll do 4 more classes on each of the units that you've chosen. And when you're done, you have a very unique quilt. I love the mixer quilts. It's everything you design when you do it. There's so many choices. Nobody's going to have the same quilt as you ever when you're done. I've been designing all kinds of them. In case people don't want to design their own, they can use one that's already designed. So, in the link below this video, you'll see a way to get to my Masquerade Facebook page, and that's where you'll see all the mixer quilts. And I'm also going to put a link on how to buy a seat in the class. Alright, so, well, that's pretty simple. This is going to be an easy one to do. There aren't a lot of people out there, so I'm not going to stay on forever. I just wanted to say hi. Hi, Mom! Oh my gosh. We've got somebody out there. Hi. Yeah, it's just a quiet day here and raining, and waiting for the floodwaters to come in my back door. It's John on there. Oh my gosh, my son John's saying hi. He's the one that does some of the music I put behind my videos. So thank you, John. And I'm not going to stay on here very long. I just want to say hi to people because I never do a live YouTube, and I thought, hey, why not? I've only done it like once before, and people seem to like it. I don't know why. I'll give you a tour around my studio. You guys can see what I've been working on. That class that's coming up this weekend on Sunday is called Spice Rack. And I'm going to show you what it looks there. Hi, rainy day. Got to do something. That's right, Kathleen. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm going to turn this camera around and show you. There's my studio. Got a lot of things up here. I've got clothes I'm altering. There's that Spice Rack quilt in the background and a Spice Rack pillow. There's the next up for my machine that I'm going to be quilting. Of course, I was doing a video of the Spice Rack, so I've got cameras set up. More clothing I'm altering. It's a tiny space. This is the back door I'm talking about. I'm prepared for floodwaters. When it rains really hard like that, it comes in under the door. So I'm going to try to take care of that. And there's my outdoors. And it's raining out there. And I sit down at a Q20 when I'm doing my quilting. So there's a look at my studio. Let's look out at the storm. Let's see what we got. Oh, here when you enter, you see this great painting that was done by a high school student locally. What do we got out here? We got just rain. My hydrangeas are blooming. Yeah, rainy day. So it's not too windy yet, which is good, so we're not going to lose any trees. Got piles of quilts, piles of antique machines that I put out during my antique playground. I'm in Salem, New Hampshire, Kathleen. I am not too far from you, probably. Where in Massachusetts are you at? My little studio is a cute little space. We can fit 4 people for a class. And very private. Medford! Oh my gosh, you're right down the street. That's so funny. So you guys are getting a little more rain and wind than we are. All right, so I'm going to put this camera back so you can see what I'm doing. Hi. And it's going to jiggle a while because it's on this tripod that's a wiggly jiggly tripod. There we go. All right, yeah, I've got someone coming down from Vermont for the class and someone right in town. So it's going to be kind of fun. Just 2 people, so it's kind of private. I like that. Elsa out there is doing some quilting today. I know it's not a weekend. It's almost. It's a Friday. That's pretty cool. We like Friday quilting days. I need my gloves. The weather's been so nice lately. People aren't inside quilting. They're taking advantage of the weather. I've been doing a lot of outside stuff myself. I have a garden and we have a pool, and that all takes care. I like to do at least one class a month or 2 classes a month on a weekend. People have to work, so they can't come during the week. So this machine I'm using here, this Bernina Q20, is in the studio, and it's okay for people to rent time on it. I only charge $5 an hour for time on the machine. So if you're a quilter and you have some giant quilts and you like to free motion quilt, but you don't want to put those giant ones, stuff them into the throat of your machine, then you can rent time and get at least the center done on this big space, and then you go home and you can finish the outside edges on your machine at home. So it's very convenient. You don't have to like learn how to use the rails and roll up your quilt. You can get it all sandwiched and pinned, and then just come in and quilt away. So I do open sews, I call them open sews, on Tuesday nights from 5 to 10 p.m. And then I do quilting Thursdays from noon to 6 in the studio here for anyone that wants to come in and get help with a project. I love paper piecing. If you've been watching my videos, you can see that I love to do Quiltworks paper piecing quilts. I've done other paper piecing patterns, but I don't think anything compares to the Quiltworks patterns. They just, they're designed so well. They fit like a glove. They have seam allowances worked in, detailed instructions. But sometimes the instructions are confusing and you need help, and that's what I can do. I can help But I'm down in the studio. It's on the basement level of my home. It's got its own separate entrance, and I'm down here. Gosh, probably 10 to 12 hours a day by myself, so it's really nice when I open the studio for open sews and quilting Thursdays. It's always fun to have other people sewing with you. Right now I'm just mirroring the veins on this poinsettia quilt, just to get it held down in the middle. And then I'm going to do some swirls or some paisley leaf meanders around the outside, maybe, I think. Whatever I feel like at the time. So 14 minutes, I think we're probably going to end this. I don't want to bore people to death. This poinsettia is going to be a class coming up in the fall. And I'm opening all my classes. I'm doing a hybrid. I can have 2 or 3 in the studio, but I also want to be able to continue doing my Zoom classes. So I can set up my Zoom even with 2 people or 3 people in the studio, and include you when you're not in New Hampshire, when you're far away. So definitely look at the links below, check out my website, look at my classes. If you're interested, sign up. I'd love to meet you. And otherwise, thanks for watching me on the Masquerade and enjoying my free videos. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend coming up. Bye for now.